What is going on, everybody? I'm back today to talk about a film from last year that I heard a lot of good things about and I was really excited to check out. And before the review, I just wanted to give a little statement here. I've been fighting a horrible sickness for the past week, and if you can't tell, my voice is still a little off. I'm not 100% back yet. So if you notice for the next couple of videos that I publish that my voice sounds a little off or a little weird, I'm still overcoming that respiratory thing, and it's just been kind of a mess. And I was able to watch a lot of movies, but I wasn't able to record a lot of stuff in that time period because it was just really brutal. So I'm excited to be back and feeling healthy enough to actually be able to talk and not feel completely and totally sick. And the movie I'm going to be discussing with you today, like I said, very excited to discuss this one. And the movie I'm going to be talking about with you is The Breaking Ice. Breaking Ice is directed by Anthony Chen. In a cold, wintry Yanji, a city on China's northern border, young urbanite Hao Feng, visiting Shanghai, feels lost and adrift. By chance, he goes on a tour led by Nana, a charming guide who instantly fascinates him. She introduces him to Zhao, a personable but frustrated restaurant worker. The three bond quickly over a drunken weekend, confronting their individual traumas. Their frozen desires slowly thaw as they seek to liberate themselves from an icy world. So, as I said, I heard some really great things initially about this movie. I was really looking forward to checking it out. And this movie was fantastic. It's incredibly somber. The Breaking Ice is a very accurate title. It's a very cold, snowy, isolating movie, and it has really great performances and really fantastic cinematography. So the plot description really breaks this down perfectly. The beginning of the film, we're introduced to Hao Feng, who is at a friend's wedding, and he's visiting from out of town. And we can see he really is struggling with isolation and loneliness. He's getting calls from a mental health facility, reminding him to schedule follow-up appointments, and he's constantly dismissing the calls or saying wrong number. And there's even one point where he's standing up on the balcony of the hotel, and it almost looks like he just wants to let himself fall over the edge of the banister. And he notices a bus outside that's doing these tours, taking people around visiting the area. And the tour is led by Nana, and he goes on this tour, and the two of them start having conversations at different stops that the bus stops off on. And you can see they both have some kind of chemistry together, and they're going around together, and the tour ends up finishing, and Nana asks Hao Feng if he wants to spend some time with her, if he wants to go out later on in the evening, and he agrees. And that's when she introduces him to Zhao, who works at a restaurant that is along the tour stop. And the three of them start having conversations together, they start spending time together, and we start learning little details about each and every one of their lives. We get little intricacies about their mental health and about where they're at emotionally. And the film is really just little glimpses into each one of their lives and how they support each other in this moment, how these three unlikely people come together to build each other up. So as I said, I really enjoyed this movie a lot. For starters, the three lead performances in this movie are fantastic. I think all three characters are able to do a whole lot with the time that they're given. This movie's a little under an hour and 40 minutes, and I feel like not a single character gets glazed over. Every single character gets plenty of time to showcase their personality and to have a really big emotional moment. Each character comes from very different backgrounds. Hao Feng works in Shanghai, and he works for a financial company. I think he's an accountant or a financier, and he makes really good money, and you can see the way he dresses and the watch that he wears. Whereas on the inverse, Nana and Zhao both come from relatively lower income families, and they're both working jobs that are very tedious and very grueling in order to make enough money to survive. So I thought having people from different backgrounds come together and build that type of a friendship was really fantastic. Nana's story is really fascinating, and I don't want to dive too much into her past, but her story, when you learn about where she came from and the things that she's been through, it really opens up this larger conversation about mental health and depression, and how you can have a really extreme circumstance impact your life and completely and totally shift everything that you know and everything that you wanted, and you have to try to create something new for yourself, and it can really mess up your mental stability. And then you have Hao Feng's character, who we don't necessarily get every bit of information into why he is struggling mentally, but it's not necessarily important. It's just like this person is going through something so intense and so brutal that they want to end their own life. And then you have Zhao's character, who was forced from a very young age to work this restaurant job, and he really has only known one thing his entire life, and he does it because he wants to support his family, and he doesn't really see another way out for him. And I thought that, when you're talking about mental health and having an open conversation about mental health, it's so important to realize that people that struggle with mental health come from all different backgrounds and all different circumstances, and one person's mental health shouldn't be valued as less than someone else's. I mean, look at the amount of celebrities that we've seen over the past 10, 15 years that have committed suicide. And these are people in positions of power that are well respected and well loved, that have still struggled with mental health so badly that they've decided to take their own lives. And this movie really does a fantastic job at showcasing, like, it doesn't matter where you come from or what your background is, that your mental health is important. I really loved the cinematography and the color palettes in this movie. Like I said, it's very cold and it's very icy, which I know is funny because of the title, but it's true. There's something about it that feels so somber, but there's a great contrast in moments between the characters that feel so warm and comforting and inviting. And I loved that about this movie. It was really just amazing to feel that level of contrast with that icy cold. And the score to the movie is really great as well. It really accompanies the film well, and it elevates the mood perfectly in just the right moments. It's not too overused to where it feels sappy or overly dramatic, and I appreciated that a lot. And I'm really surprised this movie isn't getting talked about more. I thought it was really fantastic, and I hope if you get the opportunity to check it out that you 100% will. So have you seen The Breaking Ice? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought the movie was really great. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought the performances were all really good, and I'm excited to watch it again. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.